Hello everybody, Propane Podcast here, and today I have another episode. So I told you guys I'd tell you the uses for propane in a detailed, sophisticated video. So today, and I take no credit for this article, I will be reading an article about propane to you guys from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. So let's start. Propane is a 3-carbon alkane with a molecular formula C3H8. It is a gas at standard temperature and pressure, but compressible to a transportable liquid. A byproduct of natural gas processing and petroleum refining, it is commonly used as a fuel in domestic and industrial applications and in low-emissions public transportation. Discovered in 1857 by the French chemist Marcel Berthelot, who is my hero, it became commercially available in the U.S. by 1911. Propane is one of a group of liquefied petroleum gases. The others include butane, propylene, butadiene, butylene, isobutylene, and mixtures thereof. Propane has a lower energy density but burns more cleanly than gasoline and coal. See guys, I told you it was better. Propane gas has become a popular choice for barbecues and portable stoves because its low boiling point makes it vaporize as soon as it's released from its pressurized container. Propane powers buses, forklift taxis, outboard boat motors, and ice resurfacing machines. And it is used for heat and cooking in recreational vehicles and campers. So let's get into the history of propane. Propane was discovered by the French chemist, like we said, in 1857. It was found dissolved in Pennsylvanian light crude oil by Edmund Reynolds in 1864. Walter O'Snaling of the U.S. Bureau of Mines highlighted it as a volatile component on gasoline in 1910, which was the beginning of the propane industry in the United States, my favorite industry. The volatility of these lighter hydrocarbons caused them to be known as wild because of the high vapor pressures of unrefined gasoline. On March 31st of 1912, the New York Times reported on Snelling's work with liquefied gases, saying a steel bottle carried enough gas to light an ordinary home for 3 weeks. That's a lot. It was during this time that Snelling, in cooperation with Frank P. Peterson, Chester Kurt, and Arthur Kurt, developed ways to liquefy the LP gases during the refining of gasoline. Together, they established American Gasoil Corporation. In the first commercial marketer of propane, Snelling had produced relatively pure propane by 1911. This year, personally, is my favorite year because of the relatively, like how they made pure propane. I love that. And on March 25th, 1913, his method of processing and producing LP gases was issued patent number 1,056,845. A separate method of producing LP gases through compression was developed by Frank Peterson, and its patent granted on July 2nd, 1912. This is probably my favorite holiday in July. Not July 4th or anything. I don't really... it's like okay, but July 2nd, the patent for propane, was my favorite. The 1920s saw increased production of LP gases, with the first year of recorded production totaling 223,000 U.S. gallons in 1922. In 1927, annual marketed LP gas production reached 1 million U.S. gallons. And by 1935, the annual sales of LP gases had reached 56 million U.S. gallons. Major industry developments in the 1930s included the introduction of railroad, tank car transport, gas odorization, and the construction of local bottle filling plants. The year 1945 marked the first year that annual LP gas sales reached 1 billion gallons. By 1947, 62% of all U.S. homes had been equipped with either natural gas or propane for cooking. In 1950, 1,000 propane-fueled buses were ordered by the Chicago Transit Authority, and by 1958, sales in the U.S. had reached 7 billion U.S. gallons annually. In 2004, it was reported to be a growing $8 billion to $10 billion industry with over 15 billion U.S. gallons of propane being used annually in the U.S. The prop root found in propane and names of other compounds with 3 carbon chains are derived from propanoic acid, which in turn was named after the Greek word protos, meaning first, and pion, fat. Just so you guys know, this isn't in the article. The reason why it starts with the first is because it is the best type of fuel. During the COVID-19 pandemic, propane shortages reported in the United States, and this really hurted me personally, but hurt a lot of people. So yeah, guys. Some other uses for propane are portable stoves. You can use it to refrigerant. You can use it for domestic and industrial fuel. And motor fuel. And propane is being used increasingly for vehicle fuels, it says. In the U.S., over 190,000 on-road vehicles use propane. Over 450,000 forklifts use it for power. It's the third most popular vehicle fuel in the world. And by 2025, we're going to try to make it the first most popular. It also is used for shipping fuel and blowtorches. It is also used for oxy-fuel heating and cutting, whatever that means. Oh, welding, I think. Yeah. They use it for hot air balloons. They use it to deposit silicon carbide. They use it for so much stuff, guys. Because it's so inexpensive, high energy. It's just so good. It's used as a propellant. It's used as a cooking fuel. It's used as household aerial sprays. Liquefied propane is even used in the extraction of animal fats and vegetable oils. So yeah, guys, that's the main stuff on the Wikipedia that really matters. So yeah, I hope you liked the history lesson about propane that I taught you guys today. Thank you, goodbye, thank you, goodbye.